Alrighty guys, tis I, Chrissy Girl, and today I'm kind of starting a new playthrough instead of carrying on with Sonic Heroes, mainly because I kind of ballsed this one up and uploaded it before I could actually finish with, do any commentary on it. But yeah, this is Pokémon Black. You probably already recognise it. I'm actually recording this directly off of YouTube. This is actually my video, but I uploaded it to YouTube before I actually did any commentary. And I've now found out that Zamzar, which I normally use to get all my YouTube videos back, now no longer can download YouTube videos, which is bullshit. Because I always used to use it. But unfortunately that's the way it is now, so I'm now just having to use Camtasia to re-record all my old footage. Once I've gotten up to where I want to get to, I'll make sure I do commentary and non-commentary at the same time. So the first 18 parts may be a bit laggy, they may not be. I do not know, I'm just going to see how they pan out. Either way, it's got commentary on them, so head on over to VG Playthrough, by the way, if you want to see the non-commentary version of this game. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, Pokemon Black. Not the first Pokemon game I ever played. The first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Ruby for the good old Game Boy Advance. Pokemon Black came a while after. Anyway, may I introduce you to Professor Juniper, the first female professor, and her Minkino. Pokemon have mysterious powers. They come in many shapes. Yep, she's doing the old thing where she talks about all the Pokemon. All the professors do this. Could you tell me about yourself? Are you a boy or are you a girl? Well, last time I checked, I was female. Yes, I'm female. And my name? Well, I kind of said it thousands of times already. It's Chrissy. My proper name is Christine, but I don't like it very much. Chrissy's much better. Anyway, this is Charon and Bianca, your best friends slash rivals slash stalkers. I mean it. They're everywhere in this damn game. Yeah. Like I say, I apologise beforehand if there's any sort of lag in these videos or anything. Because as I say, it is my own fault really. When I get around to recording the actual thing again, it'll be better. Nice little opening in Unova town, which is where we start. Well, that was a quick visit, Professor Juniper. So anyway, our journey begins in my bedroom with Charon. Oh dear. Oh, it's a threesome! There's Bianca. Bianca, I've known for 10 years you have no sense of time. But today we get Pokemon. Sorry, I'm useless. I like Bianca. Bianca's kind of amusing in her own way. Okay, so for some reason this is at my house, so I get the first pick of the Pokemon. And as with every other Pokemon game, there are 3 Pokemon to choose from in this gift box. There's these 3. Tepig, the fire type, Snivy, the grass type, Oshawott, the water type. And I'm going with Snivy because I have played Black before and I used Tepig, and then I played White and used Oshawott. So Snivy's the only Pokemon I haven't actually used in this particular one. Charon and Bianca will help themselves. Well, Bianca will help herself, and Sharon gets whatever's left over. So, Bianca wants to challenge me to a battle inside my bedroom. She wouldn't dare do this if it were her bedroom, surely. But anyway, first battle of the game, and it's with Bianca. And she has an Oshawott. Bianca will always pick the Pokemon that is weak to the Pokemon you have. So I picked Snivy, so she's going to have Oshawott. If you pick Tepig, she's going to have Snivy. And if you pick Oshawott, she will have Tepig, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Not that it matters in this battle anyway, because first battle, all three Pokemon only know 2 moves. And that's one physical, normal type of attack, and one sort of stat affecting attack thing. And I just say, just go straight in there with like the attacks. There's no point, you know, lowering their defense or anything. Unless they get a critical hit on you, they'll never win. At least not in my experience. And the amount of experience you get for beating them is so worthwhile. Every little helps. So, my bedroom is completely trashed. My goodness. What have you done to my bedroom, you bitch? You owe me big time. So Cheren heals up our Pokemon. And Bianca's like, oh hey Cheren, why don't you battle her? And Cheren's like, yeah, okay. I'm not going to make this room any messier. You prick. So, Cheren's the opposite to Bianca. He'll have the Pokemon that is strong against your Pokemon. In my case, he's going to have a Tepig because I have a Snivy. If you pick Tepig, he's going to have Oshawott. If you pick Oshawott, he's going to have Snivy. But again, at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter any, because you only have 2 attacks on your arsenal. And yeah. So, use Tackle. This is so easy. There's nothing to it. Again, just basic normal type attacks, and this thing will go down really easily. Level 6. And that's it. I made a strange blunder in my first battle, yes. I critical hit your ass. Yeah, that little thing in the corner there, I put the DS screen in the stupidest place. Yes, I am using a capture card, I am not using an emulator. So, to all those people who are like, oh my god, you're using an emulator, I hope you get arrested. Well, fuck you. Because I am using a capture card. My mother is going to kill me for that mess in my room. And if she doesn't, she's not going to bloody clean it up. I'll have to do it. You bastards! My. Really? Oh, well, thank you. Healing up my Pokemon. Get the cross transceiver. Is this kind of like a picture phone thing? Yes, I'm going to thank the professor too. Hold on, you're not going to lecture me about my bedroom, are you? Well, I know she's already like, oh, it's fine, you know, with the Bianca and Cheren, but she hasn't seen the state of it yet. I best get out of November Town before she does, because when she sees the state of it, she's surely going to realise that, you know, it's, you know, a lot worse than what she's initially thinking. I can totally go on an adventure! Plot point that rarely ever gets used. Bianca's dad's very, very overprotective of his little girl. Well, duh, that's why she should go on a journey with Pokémon. You say she knows nothing about the world. Let her go on a damn journey and then she might know something, you twit. Hello, Blondie. Doesn't matter what what answer you pick, she'll always agree with you. Okay, let's go meet the professor. Excuse me. Hello, Professor Juniper. We know who you are. You live in the same town as us. It's hard not to know who you are, you daft woman. Okay. You know what kind of strikes me as odd? Bianca battled me, Charon battled me, but Charon and Bianca never battle each other. They like picking on me! I already had Snivy's nickname picked out right from the get-go. Yep, Apophis. I got it from the Kane Chronicles, which is a series of, a trilogy of books written by Rick Riordan. The same person who wrote the Percy Jackson books. They were okay books. I quite liked them. And, yeah. Definitely say give them a go if you like reading, but, I'm currently really into Game of Thrones at the moment, or A Song of Ice and Fire I should call it, because I'm more into the books than the TV series. Then again, I've only just got season 1 for Christmas, so... Just do what the hell you like, Bianca. Screw your father. Well, not screw him, but, forget what, stuff what he thinks. You're old enough to go. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Okay, are you going to... Have you not seen my bedroom yet, Mother? Thank you very kindly for the town map. I don't know if you can hear that beeping in the background, but it's always that fucking car outside. What? You're actually going to clean my room for me? I'm assuming that you've seen it. She's the most unrealistic mother in the world. I'm sorry, but my mother would never have let me get away with having my room that messy. And if she would have done, she wouldn't have fucking cleaned it up after me. And I wouldn't do it for my own children, so Jesus. They got up there quick. But yeah, if you can hear this beeping noise in the background, there's this car constantly the alarm's constantly going off on it. It really pees me off. Pees my husband off even more because it happens during the night and he's not as heavy a sleeper as I am. So we've taken our first step together for whatever reason. And Juniper is now going to show us how to catch Pokemon. Well, I suppose if you're going to show someone how to catch a Pokemon, this is an appropriate time to do it. I know that in the likes of the 3rd generation Pokemon games, it waits until you meet Wally to show you how to catch a Pokemon, and you kind of already know at that point how to catch a Pokemon. I mean, when I played Pokemon Emerald, I caught about 2-3 Pokemon by that point, and there was no need for me to know how to capture one. So having you be shown how to catch one right from the very get-go is probably better. For beginners, anyway. So, Professor Juniper catches us Pat Rat, well, for herself. And that's it. Really basic, straightforward stuff. I mean, it's catching a Pokemon. It's so easy to do. You just go in there, you lower their health to the red, and you catch it with a Pokeball. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thank you for the Pokeballs, chick. I can make good use of them. I like being able to catch Pokemon right from the get-go. It's neat. Oh, how unprofessional of her, Charon. Is it Charon or Sharon or... I don't know, I'm going to call him Charon. Because if I say Sharon, it sounds like Sharon, which is a woman's name as far as I know. I don't know if it's a unisex name. Okay. So, it doesn't matter if you don't catch a Pokemon on this route. Who the hell cares, really? Personally, the Pokemon in this route aren't like the best Pokemon you can catch. Though I am going to catch one on this route purely because, you know, there is one Pokemon that I used the first time I played Pokemon Black, and it actually turned out kind of useful. Not the most useful thing in the world, but, you know, not bad at all. And it's this little chappy. May I introduce Lillipup, a normal type Pokemon. Not the best Pokemon you're gonna find in the game, not by a long shot, but, you know, it's not bad. I mean, when it fully evolves, it can learn quite a wide variety of moves, and I found that really impressive, personally. I think this little guy is really cute as well. And I've already got a nickname planned for him as well. And I suppose I just wanted to be a little bit different from everyone else. Everyone's always rejecting the early stage Pokemon, and I wanted to be one that at least uses one. The other Pokemon you can catch on this route is Patrat, and Patrat is not as good as Lillipup in my opinion, though it can learn things like Confuse Ray and Hypnosis, which is kind of annoying, as I found out later on in the playthrough. There's a tiny bit of the screen cut off on the bottom from my recording, but it's no big deal. Mainly just thinking that I don't really want it to be aware that blatantly obvious that it's a YouTube video that I'm re-recording, even though it is my footage. It's my own fault for being silly. So, it doesn't matter if you don't have any Pokemon. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Telephone! Okay. She's in front of the Pokemon Center in Accumula Town. She's obviously going to show us what the Pokemon Center actually is, because we don't know at this point. I head back a little bit, purely to grind. For what it's worth, I cut out my grinding, because I think that it's really boring to watch. But yeah, I battled a couple of Patrat, that's really all there is to it. That's the only time you'll sort of see me grind. I tend to cut it out for the most part because it's just really boring to watch. I do all that stuff off the camera. You'd be surprised at how little grinding I actually do. But like for the first like battles or so, then I do tend to like grind in a little bit, just get myself a couple of levels higher than the rest of everybody else. That's just the way I am. So, would I like to rest my Pokemon? You bet your ass I would. Pokemon centers are really handy because they heal your Pokemon up for free. You can also switch your Pokemon around and leave some on the PC if you want. And it's also got the Pokemon inside the Pokemon Center now. They're no longer separate buildings. They're all in one building now. Which is kind of cool. I tend not to record me going in the Pokemon Center. This is probably the only time you'll see me in the actual Pokemon Center. Obviously because this is just sort of like an introduction to the place. You kind of got to do this before you can move on. Fennel, eh? So, she screws off and leaves us to it. Yeah, this is where you can buy potions and Pokeballs and stuff. At the moment, they're all the only things you can buy is potions and Pokeballs. I'm going to get a few potions because it's always handy to have healing items available on you. Pokeballs I should be okay for because I don't really intend to catch that many Pokemon. Only the ones that I intend to use. And legendaries, of course. It's funny, as soon as I leave the Pokemon Center, something's going on. It's never Bianca, is it? Never Bianca. So now we're going to be introduced to the baddies. This is Team Plasma, everybody. Every Pokemon game's got to have a team in it that's evil and does bad things. And this is it. You wouldn't initially believe that they are evil, though, because they talk about liberating Pokemon, and, you know, it brings an interesting viewpoint into the Pokemon games that never really got touched upon before, and that is it right to keep Pokemon in Pokeballs? Is it right to keep them in captivity? I wish that they'd gone into this a little bit more, because I don't think that they go into it quite as much, you know, as deeply as they could have done. But, you know, it is a lot more interesting than previous Pokemon plots, like, oh my god, we're going to take over the world. This is a sort of take over the world plot, but it had the potential to be really interesting, I think. So everybody leaves, bar from this weird green-haired bloke, who we're going to see quite a few times on our journey. Of course not. N? What poor fucker named you? I feel so sorry for you. That's a terrible name. So he's going to challenge me to a fight. And he's got different battle music to general trainers, so yeah, you are going to come across him quite a few times. You could call him a rival if you like, but he's different from that. He comes at you with a Purloin, and I've got to be brutally honest, Purloins are shit. So there's nothing to worry about at all here. And believe me, Purloins are shit, because I've used one before. Well, I've tried to use one before, and I could not get along with it. The thing just peeved me off too much. It was just so weak, and it's just taken forever to learn any decent moves. And in the end, I just gave up before it even evolved into a Lipard. So yeah, it's a pity really, because Purloin's got a fantastic design. It's just got really shitty stats. Doesn't learn anything worthwhile, at least not to me. At least Mightyena learns something worthwhile, like Crunch. Yes, I like Mightyena. I just don't like Purloin. I like the design, and that's about as far as it goes. So N F's off. Charon's like, he's a strange person, but, you know, screw his opinion. So, he's now just set it into our minds to go and challenge gym leaders to become the best that we could ever possibly be. I'm going to heal up first. And we're back. So, I'm going to quickly explore Accumula Town. There's not really much to see around Accumula Town. And I am sorry I'm walking so slowly. I mean, in the next part I will be getting the running shoes so that I will be able to run around. But at the moment all I can do is walk at this snail's pace. So there are people in these houses you can talk to. Most of them just say shit, you know, no one cares about. And I do apologise if I swear a lot. It's just, I've had a rather irritating afternoon. And an irritating morning. So, just chat to all these people. I know that a couple of them might give you something. That's why I recommend talking to people, even if, you know, they just say rubbish that, you know, no one cares about. You know, you might get lucky and find someone that will actually give you something or give you a hint or something. And that's why it's always worthwhile talking to people. Excuse me. But yeah, Accumula Town's just really like this little beginner town. Think of Oldale Town in Gen 3. That's probably, or Cherry Grove in Gen 2. It's just sort of like the little town that's just sort of doesn't really offer anything. I like this though. You talk to them and you can hear like a additional variation on the Accumula Town's, you know, tune, like additions to, like, you know, in the form of piano and drums and stuff. That's kind of neat, I suppose. I like how you can overlook the route from up there. I think that's really neat as well. Hello, old guy. Yeah, you can only carry 6 Pokemon at a time with you. That's been the standard of pretty much every Pokemon game I've ever played. Hello. Yeah, I know Pokemon can only learn up to 4 moves at a time. Hello? You've got nothing interesting to say. Okay. I thought for sure you would have probably given me a potion, but, you know. Why don't you carry a lot of potions with you? Oh, duh! I'll wait until hyper potions. You know, I can start buying hyper potions. My general strategy is once I can start buying hyper potions, that's when I start to stock up for the Elite Four pretty much as soon as possible. Because it's much easier just to use hyper potions. And they're cheaper than full restores too, so... Stop walking away from me, you little brat. Okay. Maybe it's up here someone will give something to me. Oh, there we go, a Pokeball. Didn't really need it, but, you know, it's there. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. Grass. Okay, do you give me something if I win? No, you don't. I don't know if... Do you need to do it multiple times or whatever? I don't care. I really, really do not care. Alright, so it's time to head on to, you know, Route 2, I believe. Okay. I like these. Rather nifty looking. Breeze smells like trees. Okay.